Good afternoon. It's Friday, December 5th, and it's the last day of archery here before the gun season's roll in tomorrow. I got done with work around 2 o'clock and decided that it was worth trying to run out here and get one last hunt in. So Gavin's with me. Old Ride Dogs over in Illinois with Jeff Dietz and Zach Rasmus with Illinois Gun Season, having a good time. That's a hunting camp they've done for a few years now. And different guys are moving around. So Gavin and I've been preparing for gun season tomorrow, taking Xander out. And I thought we'd slip in one more bow hunt. So we're back down at the River Bottom Farm. And because we were getting in a little late, we came to the north plot. So this is a monster buck rut greens plot. We can see two of the big bean plots. But we're sitting directly over these rut greens. And these cameras have been pretty active every night. You know, sometimes they're here before dark and sometimes it's right after. Big temperature switch today. The wind's out of the southwest and it's like 35 degrees right now. Real feels around 28. I think by dark it's supposed to be around 20 or so. Yesterday, the actual temperature yesterday morning was -6. And so we had that big Arctic blast. It's basically just reversed. And so a lot of times that'll get the deer on their feet. Hoping for Tiki or one of these other boys we've been talking about pretty much every hunt. You know, we got Lane in here, Montana, could potentially pop up, but I feel like Tiki's probably one of the bucks we have the best shot at. And he'd be a great buck to take. He's 7.5 years old. So we've got a couple hours to go. We're gonna sit back, enjoy the evening, and this tree can be kind of difficult this time of year because there's no cover in it, but it's big enough trunk that we usually can make it work. And we're going to use tonight a little bit as an observation sit too to see what deer's coming into those beans. It's possible that Montana is preferentially feeding in those beans and not really on camera as opposed to going all the way into the big peninsula like he did on Thanksgiving. So hopefully we can have some last day magic here. You ready, Gavin?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
I'm excited to be back out here.
Gavin might convince me to shoot a doe before the night's over. He said he needs some meat, poor guy, so.
I'm hungry.
All right, I'm looking forward to it, so let's see what happens. That's so funny.
Did you see him just run him off like that?
I think a lot of them eventually work their way over here.
Well, that was a pretty close call there at the end. Ended up being a super fun hunt. Obviously, lots of deer coming right into bow range. It's a tough tree for that with all those does in there. Tiki popped out, and I think this is his pretty usual pattern, but right at the end there, he hopped over the dike and walked all the way into our plot, and he got into our plot with about a minute to go. And we had those does under us that he came to inspect, and the closest he got was 45. And right there at the end, obviously the does are on edge, so we're kind of frozen, not moving. You know, low light conditions, 45 yards, a little bit too far, marginal shot, and then we basically ran out of time. And he scent checked all those does, and then some other ones came out closer to that little creek, and he walked off and went over there. But pretty cool to have him come in the range. As I mentioned at the beginning of the hunt, I thought he'd be one of the bucks we'd have a better chance at right there, and sure enough, he came through there. So I think, being 7.5 at a minimum, he's one of the bucks that we should be able to get down here in the next 3-4 weeks, particularly with the kids hunting. I mean, he's a super cool deer. One of the first years he doesn't break anything off, so that's pretty awesome. And I've said it a bunch of times, but it's been a really fun first split of archery, and we're really looking forward to the gun seasons here. Xander will be up to bat first, and then Bella's going to have a tag as well. So a lot of these hunts I'll probably bring both of them, and Xander will be the primary shooter, but if we have a deer that's farther out, Bella has the ability to shoot. So we'll see. Not 100% sure where we're going to set up, but there's a lot of targets running around right now. So the Reed family's looking forward to it, and then we have a lot of other team members that are going to be out. Some taking kids out. We've got Gun open in Illinois, multiple team members over there. So looking forward to seeing what everybody knocks down over the coming weeks.